and welcome to today's episode of Roll for Story. It is back in the Claude Coast, and had a little camera switch around, but yeah, Steph is here.
You really need to point that out, I think.
Okay, all right. Well,
Weird flex, but okay, bro.
we're all ready and ready to dive in now. Last session, they finally delivered the Star Sapphire to the Blue Dragon flight here within the Claude Coast, the one potentially making a move. They were so prepared, they were ready. The perfect storm was in the horizon, and you guys rushed as fast as you could to get over to the Mirage Mountains in time. And it seems you just about made it. Though it didn't look like a couple of the dragons were happy about this sudden change and shift in plans. Some of them were quite eager to begin taking over the Claude Coast. And although there was a bit of a disagreement, it was the final word of the primeval dragon there that settled the matter. The Rylia port is to be left untouched, unscathed, and you are to be rewarded for your efforts. They potentially see you as a useful set of mortals, or maybe even allies, should Llewellyn be able to deliver this concoction he's been working on. There's someone who wants a potion of immortality, the primeval seemingly wanting longer life. And what a life he has lived, because according to him, he apparently knows ancient lore. He revealed something about the element of conflict last session, citing that it is an element that has been here since the dawn of time, older than even he is, and that there was more than one of these elements. And as they gestured that, you saw a wave of electricity pulse out and encircle Kashan. And a kind of static tingling was felt all over your body and inside your body as well, as if like you were some sort of conductor to this electricity. And a similar thing also happened to Llewellyn. Most notably, it surrounded your book. And you could feel this voice in the back of your head saying, I thought I was the only one that still knew about them. Interesting. He really is primeval, it seems. And with that, you guys began to decide where to go from here. You decided to leave a messenger bird to kind of give the news that the attack was off. You sent your raven, correct, Leveler?
Yes.
And did you also send Taklo as just as a make like a
Yeah, it's a sort
backup?
of secondary backup sort of thing.
Okay, cool. Some company for the journey then. So
Yeah.
Taklo and the Velen's raven has set off towards
You
Riley
actually
Port.
named your raven.
I think I called it like Vincent or something.
Vincent. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vincent.
Yeah.
Probably Vincent.
It's the name of Cameron's character in my Tuesday game.
Oh, is it?
Wild magic sorcerer.
I mean, it doesn't 5 million come out as like a fey animal? So technically,
can.
wild magic is fair. Fey animal. Who
I'm
knows?
trying really hard not to look at the screen.
That's
Maybe
all
I'm-
right.
Think too much, Ballon, it might be fatal.
Maybe I'm summoning whoever that person is that Cam's on about. What?
So to finish off the recap, you had Zaya. What's his name? Xionos, the transonic, have you basically airlift you up and heading towards the strange mirage-like tower you saw in the distance. Llewellyn, you check the clock, and your worst, well, not worst, but rather your suspicions were confirmed. You could see that the dial for the clock was ticking backwards, and it was ticking slower and slower until it finally locked into place. There was this kind of pulse of energy as all the coordinates locked in, and you started to rush towards it. Unfortunately, as you were rushing, Zionos had little time to warn you that this place had been yet to be fully discovered by the dragons. Every time they got near this strange anomaly, there would be this grinding sound, like the mountain itself was like turning into a mill. And then you could hear within your own head, like in your brain, this kind of grinding was literally grinding away your own thoughts, your own kind of cognition. And it was at that point Zionos rolled back in his eyes, beginning to plummet. Everyone had to leap off the dragon using ways to featherfall or slowfall. Unfortunately, Kishan went completely unconscious, and for a moment of lapsed consciousness, you could have just plummeted into the side of the cliff. Irina managed to leap off, grab a hold of you, and dimension door to a sandy waterfall. As you kind of slid down to the bottom and rolled out, you realized you'd fallen into an antlion nest. Thankfully, though, no natural predators were lurking beneath the sands. Seemingly abandoned nest. And as you got up off your feet, you decided to start walking the rest of the distance. Dinos gave you one last kind of direction, and then he headed back towards his clutch. And as you were continuing on foot, sometime later, the grinding sound began again. The psychic damage inflicted was getting more and more severe the closer you got. And I believe several party members fell unconscious. In fact, not well, I say unconscious. You're stunned. You do still have some semblance of what's happening, but your eyes are kind of rolled back. Your hearing is just a constant grinding. You can't really even speak. Llewellyn, you're the only one able to sort of steal your thoughts and calm your mind. And it is your turn if you want to do anything right now. It's up to you.
Yeah. It's probably because I have like so many different minds in one. They're trying to get rid of all the thoughts is hard.
Yeah. You're used to the cacophony of voices.
Yeah. Yeah, I may pop down the. Well, I was saying at the end of last session I was going to pop down the mansion, but I might just put down the hut.
Okay.
And
Which one would you do?
I think I'll do the hut, and I'll drag everyone in.
Okay, so that's a 10-minute ritual, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. By the end of the 10 minutes, still all your allies are laying down on the ground. At the end of the 10 minutes is when everyone does start to come around one by one. Probably no, Kashan, you'd be the first one to come around with your 19 constitution. You're starting to see your like the blurry vision come back to a steel shape. The ringing in your ears has come to a halt, and as it has, that grinding sound was only for like a brief minute. It wasn't the duration of 10 minutes, but it left you stunned for that long. The locking mechanism is kind of like locked into place. Whatever it was, the grinding sound seems to be like a process, or it seems to be part of something. It's not something necessarily trying to attack you. You just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But once you're all inside the little hut, you are able to take a short rest if you want, and and everyone's conscious now. Everyone can talk.
It seems like it's happening every hour on the hour.
You can roll an intelligence check, Llewellyn.
Intelligent. Yeah.
Okay, 23. Judging by the time, you've got the compass in hand, and you've
Yeah.
also just been looking at the daylight. It's been going, and you've been trying to figure out what it was the first time you heard it, and ever since you've been counting the minutes. And sure enough, you've got a good estimate. It was likely an hour between these two grinding sounds. Yes.
Yeah. So, I'm guessing we're taking an hour's rest then if everyone's rolling up their dice. I throw the plushie towards Irina. Here, go cuddle that.
What does the plushie do?
The,
It's a snuggle piece.
Yeah, I know it's a double because it's Ivan, but which one? What does it do?
2d6, I believe.
So if you spend hit dice,
Yep.
then you get to spend an extra 2d6.
Okay, cool.
To save
It's
you.
only,
with hit
yeah,
dice.
it's only one, so it's almost like a song of rest,
Yeah.
but it's a snuggle of rest.
Speaking of Song of Rest, are we going to get one from Andy?
Yeah, I was actually just had Andy sheet open. They're currently
2d6, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's roll one more. Why not?
It's a-
why not? I think Andy would want to play something to basically clear her head of that horrible racket that the grinding was, and instead treat everyone's ears to a much more pleasant tune. And so they will deliver the party a nice song of rest and respite. And it will be a song about travel, finding the way. When people are on the desert track and trail, it's good to keep up high spirits, and it's often music that makes the trip less boring. So yeah, that should be a jaunty on the road type of song. Where is pages? Here we go. 2, an extra 2 to everyone.
Well, that's
If
actually
you
exactly what I needed to get me to full.
There you go.
Oh! Shan took 108 health.
Oh, he might have just typed in 2. He's good. He's good now. All right.
So, I believe that when we hit the hour, we're going to wait an extra minute and then we all going to leg it.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Well, the one day that I decided not to prepare Bless, I've got Bane instead.
You are correct in your guess, Llewellyn. At exactly 1 minute before your hut goes down, the grinding sound begins again.
Before my hut goes down?
Think about it. The grinding sound went off, then you put your hut up,
An hour.
which is an hour.
It's
Is
8
it?
hours.
Hut loss.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, my
Yeah.
bad. It is 8 hours. What am I talking about?
I'm
Okay.
thinking that maybe it's
The short rest, I meant.
the grinding sound has something to do with obviously obviously it's in the past, it's coming to the present time, so that grinding sound is it approaching almost.
Possibly. It's like all the... It's probably like a clock and we're waiting for the tower
Yeah, the
itself.
grinding sound is almost it's getting towards, oh god, what's going to happen when the clock strikes 12?
We need to be inside the hut.
Screwed.
Okay, tiny hut. Let's have a look at the spell.
I mean,
believe
Tiny
so.
Hut would protect us from any adverse effects because no magic can pass
Spells
through
and
it.
other magic effects cannot extend through the dome, but you
Exactly.
definitely hear it. The volume is louder than it was the first time, but not as loud as not louder than the second time. It seems to be about the right volume. So you are getting closer, you can tell. The grinding goes off and everyone is protected from the strange psychic emanations that seem to accompany this sound. Whatever it is, Irina had the worst effect of it because she actively tried to decipher it, and you could hear like metal screeching in a way that you've never heard before. A sound so alien that it should not exist.
Like me learning my violin.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
You are protected.
Bad.
The grinding halts once again with an interlocking sound,
Right.
almost like a great stone door being slammed shut.
Is it going off a minute before the hour, or is it going off on the hour for a minute?
It went off on the hour.
If
Right.
you look at the compass, what's the time on it? Like,
It stopped at that like on 12, I believe.
I didn't actually give a time, but
because
No.
then we can actually count down how many more hours we've got until it actually gets to the present day, right? Can we
It's
figure
true.
that out?
That's true. Where is it stopped?
okay, let me just think. It stopped on 1.
Stopped on 1.
What time of day is it now?
But it's going backwards, you said. So 5 more ticks we've got.
It's actually quite late. It's not maybe 1 a.m., but you reckon it is dark enough that you should probably be heading to bed? Well, this is the time you would normally go to sleep, but that's up to you guys.
So
Because you spent half a day going to... No, actually, you spent the full day, didn't you? You spent the full day going from Gaidia to the Mirage Mountains, and you had your whole talk, which was actually quite a couple of hours. So,
No, because we got there very early in the morning because they were all still asleep.
oh, that's
because
true.
we flew
Yeah.
through the night.
You flew through the night, so then it was morning. Now it's about half the day. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess it's noon.
yeah. So we've got 5 more ticks, grinding noises, possibly.
Well, in that case,
And-
we better hurry.
Yeah, and if I need to pop this hut up again, then we've got
The
another.
fuck was that?
Sure, it's clearing his throat.
We need to
Oh,
hurry.
morning.
We got 49. We got 49 minutes to leg it from now. Wait,
Like,
no,
exactly.
following the compass. Yeah. So we
Alright.
do
Which
do.
way is it pointing?
this way, and I start taking off.
He does know the way, and it's more direct
Do
than
it.
it has ever
I
been.
know, do we?
Thank you.
That
That knuckles meme.
Yeah.
I was thinking Moana,
yeah,
but
All right, you guys. So,
Oh, we're terrible.
and I'm
You have to wait.
has
Are
the
you-
has the transonic left?
he has.
Yeah, just checking because it's just like otherwise it's like right, bye then.
Have you decided to go at a quick pace?
At quick pace, I would say then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you want to
Yeah.
get there
Yeah.
quick?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna be glaving
Everyone-
it as usual.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Give me an athletics check from everyone then, please.
Irina runs 6 paces and then it's like.
Oh, Lord.
Is my strong suit.
To be fair, she's like average. She's not on like minus.
Ah, yes,
Yes.
my low athletics, but then again, I'm not running. I'm flying. But
Llewellyn sees he's trailing behind and just jumps onto the back of your thing, just like a cat. wrangling
and
him.
Irina's like, there's a potentially knowledge in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait,
Actually, answers.
why is it
These are-
athletics?
Or it's just a case of must be Glavallen.
She's running.
Okay.
Before
And
his
then-
book eats all the books.
Andy is lagging behind. So is Llewellyn. And God, I've never seen Karis struggle
Well,
so much.
the thing is, I'm not sure why in my case I'm rolling because I'm on my glaive. So what am I athletic-y about?
Oh, you know. Okay.
Well, I would be.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of Karis's way of getting about.
Okay. You're good
Uh,
then. In that case, you're not needing to roll any athletics.
Seeing we're lagging behind, I'll probably cast Fly on myself and Andy.
Oh, okay. That will pick up the pace then. And as you're going around, there is actually a trail that you start to see. One that is carved through the mountain. I'm going to drag you guys to a new map.
There's a mountain.
Ooh, woo, woo, woo.
A mountain trail? A mountain trail.
There is. It's
Don't
called
look,
Mountain
Steph.
Trail. Oh, you
I'm
can
not
you can look. You can look.
It's called Don't Look Step.
That was
Literally, if I've got my hand up, I'm literally so I
No, it's
can't
fine.
see the DM screen.
It's fine. You can look.
But I don't want.
There shouldn't be.
Wait.
Yeah, but there shouldn't be dynamic lighting on this one anyway.
Wait, what's that terrace behind the mountain?
Okay.
So to be honest, with our party as it is, I'm not actually sure. I'd be interested to see how that fight went.
I'm not interested in that kind of fight. Thanks.
We just fly over
Yeah,
the top.
same. I don't want to have to stun it.
All right. So you come around to these sharp twisting bends in the mountain. Now, most of you can fly over, not an issue. And I think if you cast Fly on Andy, they will also have no issue passing over the other side either. But there's something very eerie about this mountain pass, and that is there's just no wildlife the entire time. It seems too quiet. It might be that no one wants to really settle or nest near that horrific grinding sound. But as you kind of wind around this trail, it doesn't look like it's been walked much, and yet it feels as though it has been carved through here. Like something has made this so that you can traverse it. If anyone wants to investigate that further, like the strange kind of rock formation,
Sure.
the either an investigation or a arcana.
From
Carries
above, I guess.
Karis
Technically,
will glide over and investigate because why not?
that's pretty damn low.
Because Karis sucks. That's why.
I'll check it out as I'm on the ground.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yes, that's my excuse. I was too high above it, so I couldn't see it in detail.
That might be it. And because you're probably a little bit distracted by something you're about to see.
Natural 20.
Natural
What?
20. Okay.
19.
Sean,
Natural 19. Sorry. Thank
yeah, still the highest here.
Yeah.
On your pilgrimages, your travels, there have been many kind of switchbacks and roads that you've had to kind of traverse yourself. But there's always been a connecting path. There's always been a starting point from the base of the mountain all the way to the top. But here, it feels like it was kind of a natural mountain and then suddenly a path. It just starts. It doesn't feel like it would just sprung out of nowhere. Those who rolled Arcana, Llewellyn, 16, it's most definitely not natural. You can tell that there is some element to it that has been magically altered to create like steps and easy level footing as well in places. There are definitely natural parts where like either landslides have hit it and collapsed some of them, but for the most part, it's like someone has magically altered this to be a clean path, but only starting here, not like from the base of the mountain to the top. Peculiar.
Strange. And does my compass point to somewhere in this pass, or is it past the pass?
You come around, and I'll just grab your token. Let's chuck him on. So yeah, you'd have flown around, and it's at this point your compass starts to get a little bit haywire. It does kind of do a full 360 spin, and then starts to like point backwards on yourself
So
when you get to about here.
so that it's like the tower is within this pass, or supposed to be.
Yeah, it's definitely gone backwards, and now it's facing east. It wants you to go like this way.
Right, I'm going to follow that until the point where I'm stood exactly on the point where the compass is constantly just spinning on itself.
Okay. It's at this point, Karis, because you're quite high up in the air as well.
Yeah.
With a 9, you got like the lowest here. You're distracted by something. There's a mountain in the distance, or rather, well, it's close. You're right up against it, rather. But as you look down, see like Llewellyn is like looking up like looking around, trying to find out where it is. You're kind of flying at that point, and you're facing this large stack of rock. I'd like you to give me an intelligence check.
Yes, such a strong stat for myself, but let's see. Go.
Not bad. A Llewellyn.
Okay. Yep. So all
So
you see
disappointing.
is this. Just gonna move that out of the way. This is the image you kind of see. It is a strange rock formation which kind of extends up into the sky, but there's some odd angular rocks that look almost like two square and two man-made, kind of like the same way Llewellyn's pointed out these other made pathways. That's what you can see.
It's an odd sort of question, but is it like the like, for want of a word, it almost in my head it's making me think it's the tower before it was carved.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That is actually a pretty good assumption. Yes, this is a good piece of rock you could use to carve a tower out of. There's also something else peculiar, but you don't pick up on it with an 11. You just look up at it. Think that is a good piece of tower rock you could definitely work with.
You know, if I had the time, I could definitely carve a tower out of this place. I mean, I'd have to get a few dwarves in, maybe some gnomes, but I reckon I could do it. Do I
So-
want a tower? Not really.
Is
No.
is Carius away from me right now, or
I'm
Okay.
sort of
There
above
is-
you.
is this a
Yeah.
floating piece of rock that is?
No, it is on the ground. I'm gonna put so that it's somewhere within that canyon pass. Also, basically,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be specific, but within that canyon pass, this kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, and as you're kind of right up against it, if you want to be Llewellyn, because you can fly up to it, you can
Yeah.
also give me an intelligence check because the compass does suddenly spin around 360 again.
Intelligence check.
In fact, let's go ahead and have everyone who's now had their attention directed to it to roll one of these.
Oh, that was almost a nat 20.
That was very, very high.
Like obviously we're on the ground, we see it.
You can probably see the top of it, but when I say the top of it, I want to see what you roll first.
What am I rolling?
An intelligence check.
Just straight intelligence.
Yes.
I'm quite tempted to just fly to the top of this and see what's at the top.
Okay. Irina. When see now we've already said a couple of things. Irina can see the top of it and can see it extending up and up and up. And as Carius, you're curious as to fly to the top. Do you want to start hovering up and try to go up to it?
Why not?
You continue to fly up and up and up, 100 feet, 200 feet, 300. You cannot find the top to this thing. As you look up, it's not that there isn't a top or that it extends into the horizon, but rather you just
Can't get to the top.
you can't look high enough. That's what it feels like. It's not that you see it extending into a point where it ceases to exist, like the vanishing point. It feels like you just cannot look up, like you're stuck with a field of view that only sees the sort of portion of the tower, the base, and halfway up, maybe. Can't tell if it's half.
So
Whether it's a
potentially
corner.
only the part that's built at this point.
You know, this
Like,
thing
as
is
that grinding sound continues, does it?
Hasn't continued for a bit.
Yeah, but like that's what my brain is wondering is whether it, as the next time it goes, you get more of the tower, and as it gets to the present time, that's when it completes itself. Maybe it's kind of like coming out of a wormhole, so it's kind of like stretched, ready. That point doesn't exist in this time yet.
You
Can
are
Like,
all going to see very specific things, by the way. I need Kashan to roll me as one as well.
My Firefox crashed, so I have to reboot.
Okay.
However,
Andy,
I
you haven't-
will roll with a mundane D20.
I
Okay.
thought you were a monk, not a wildfire druid.
So, Andy is fortunate in that all she sees is an odd-looking mountain. Like, doesn't seem to be out of the ordinary. Irina,
oh.
accompanying this check, the 18, the way that you start to look up and not see the top starts to give you a bit of a headache.
Oh
Your
no.
head starts to spin slightly. You have some
Oh no.
strange images. But to Irina, you don't see rock. You definitely see man-made structure. And you can't tell. Whoa, I was zoomed in.
Oh no, that's no.
I'm gonna turn off panda speak.
Oops.
12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12.
Okay, get rid of that. There we go.
Why is it spammed it?
That's better. Here's other images. The confusing.
No.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Oh, that'll do for now. That image. Pretty wacky enough as it is. So, as you try to look up and up and up, your field of view is like frozen. There is definitely a man-made structure. You can see the kind of angular square-like patterns. There's a repeating one, and at the same time, you try to make sense of it, like in a geometric shape. You can't tell where one chamber begins or one room ends. It just looks like a strange hypnotizing pattern, and I'm gonna have to deal you some. Actually, it's not moving,
Oh
but it is
no.
very odd to even look at.
All I can think of is that demon starting the
Yeah.
boat.
Okay, what did you get there, Kishan?
12.
12? Okay, so you see something even weirder. Because it's between, like, seeing a rock formation and seeing a geometric pattern. All of the rocks seem to be, like, angular, like, polyhedral-like shapes. Some are, like, pyramids stacked on top of each other, and then it's a cube, and then it's, like, a dodecahedron. It is very confusing. In fact, the best description is like a morphed Jenga tower of rock. And yeah, that's what you can kind of sort of see. And with no feasible end to the height either. Same again. Oh, just put that at the back. There we go.
Oh my god. This a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, if a Rubik's Cube and a Jenga tower were mashed together, that's kind of what you're looking at.
Jengix Cube.
And there's no way that can physically be built or naturally a formation that would stand on its own. But there it is before you. Oh, finally, Llewellyn with your 24. Okay. 24, Llewellyn,
No.
will allow you to see between the strange patterns, the illusionary like rock. And you start to think, is it an illusion? But perhaps it's just the way that your brain is processing it, because everyone seems to be seeing something different. It leads you to believe it's actually how you perceive things and how your brain interprets it that is actually changing the image, not an illusion. Which means whatever this is, it breaks the laws of space.
So what do I see?
You see actual Jenga, like with the blocks and everything. No, no. This is the best image I could find, but it is a steel tower, and it is almost all balancing on a single point. Yeah.
Oh, that I've seen that.
You've seen that image, yeah?
I've seen it be built.
Have you? Oh my god,
It's so good.
this was the best I could find. All of this is balancing almost on a single point. If that was like a weighted structure,
That's not possible.
it should
It is.
surely be
It is.
exactly. It shouldn't be possible, and yet it is. And
Nah.
that's what you're realizing, Ellen, is despite every physical law in your head telling you that shouldn't be real, it is, and it is in fact before you. And with a 24, you know it's not an illusion because these intelligence checks, by the way, they're checks because that's what you would use to perceive through an illusion, and it's not one. It's just how everyone's perceiving it.
So what happens if I go up to this point? This...
You want to go up to the bottom, the very single brick?
No. Just push it over.
Just, you can see a doorway. That's what you can
That's
see.
how Midra ends.
Guys,
Well,
do you? I found a doorway.
But it
No, that-
doesn't look safe.
that's clearly a rock.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep.
That's a rock.
I don't know what that is, but it's really trippy.
It's a mountain. Mountains aren't that trippy. Have you never? You've seen. We've been going through mountains for ages.
That ain't no bloody mountain.
Clearly a mountain. It
Yeah,
looks
but
like it
no,
could make a
that's
very
bunch
good
of
tower.
buildings that's like,
But it is a tower.
It's definitely something more than just a mountain.
It's clearly not.
I'm with you. Andy agrees with you, Carius.
Can I try and open this door?
Okay. If you want to go up to the door, you can.
I would like to cast Identify first.
Okay. Ritually?
I am not touching things anymore until
Are you going to cast it ritually or as an action?
I only have it. How long? How long do we have left until the next grinding sound?
Yeah, it's been a while you staring at this. You're not 100% sure. You might have lost track of time just staring at this.
I try and open the door.
Okay.
But I do call everyone over to to the point where I am first,
Okay. Gotcha.
just in
Alright.
case.
No,
That
you got it.
if I get
It-
sucked into this or something.
It's a very nice rock, I guess. I don't see any door-like qualities about it, but you know, each to their
I'm
own.
assuming all I see is like all the windows.
Yeah. You don't see a doorway. You see this kind of interlocking. The bricks almost. But
So it's all about how you perceive this. This here is a doorway.
Okay, I get like some ink out of my bag and I draw a door where Lavelle says there's a door so I can picture
Exactly,
it.
right there.
not magical ink.
No, just ink.
Okay. Sure.
I don't have any magical ink.
Okay.
It's just that way we can all see the same door, right?
You know Kashan does though, because he used it recently.
He has got magic ink. I was just double checking. No one's got using that.
So-
I mean,
Do you want to
okay,
draw
I can
the door?
I can see.
I don't want to come near that thing.
I mean, you said you're trying to open the door, right? Well, open it.
I'm gonna reach to open the door.
Okay. As you reach to open it, you see a pulse from the door itself. And it's not a pulse of like light, but it seems like a pulse as if the door suddenly kind of turns into a wave in a shifting pattern that kind of folds over itself. And as it kind of like unfolds like a shutter kind of turning upside down, it reveals a triangle like symbol. Well, I say like symbol. It is a triangle. And also a dial appears. And you can see the numbers going running down like, and then it finally reaches 000. And it looks like a dial on a combination lock. And there are 3 digits. And I guess I better draw out this for you real quick.
Is there any clues around it on the door, or?
Well, one of my
there
thoughts
is.
was that it might be one of the numbers from the compass, at least.
Yeah. Or maybe it's all 3. Maybe it's like where each of the hands are pointing.
Possibly.
No days, so going pretty well.
No, that's going terribly. It means it's been no time at all since there was an
you are
accident.
looking away.
If you're good, it depends if you're good or
The
evil.
minute you pulled up the notes, I looked away.
Oh. All right.
I haven't got a
She's-
clue what's happening. 'Cause I
no,
can't
she's
look at
doing
the
all right.
screen.
It's all right.
I see
There's
that eye.
nothing happening anyway. I'm just making sure I'm going to find the notes. Yeah, I've got it. Okay. Okay. So that's all right. You can look back. I'm going to clear some space on here so I can draw. Oh yeah, you don't want to look. There you go. All right. So what does this look like? This shape. I will draw it out for you. There we go. Oh, want it to be clean.
I mean, if you're drawing something I'm not seeing, unless you're doing it on another layer.
It should be on this layer.
Oh, now it's there. I think it was
Okay,
just
yeah, it
waiting
doesn't-
until you finished.
Yeah, until I finished. Okay. And there are 4 more lines on this image, which I'll draw as well. If I can draw.
This is where he's going to pull out some number from when we're inside the hut, and it's going to be like about 3 years ago. We'll never remember it.
Actually,
Pyramid.
Yeah, it almost is like a pyramid. Okay, now we got it going. Oh, should have drawn this out earlier. But fine. God, I'm struggling to use the tools. There we go.
Bad workman blames his tools. But I do know how much of a pain they can be.
There we go. We got it. We're done. That is the image before you on the door. After the kind of weird shutter, like unfolded with a dial like this.
It looks like we're about to play Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I guess it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going into the vanishing point.
Andy pulls out a violin ready. That's got 4 strings.
Oh, amazing.
Wondering.
So is it like how many triangles is in here?
I really hope not. I hate those ones because
I've seen that image before.
yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I've drawn it correctly. Go again. Yeah, I've drawn it correctly. Okay, you're good.
It's probably going to be something spatial related, like it's like, can you perceive space in the way we expect? Or 20. I'm just expecting a Snurg puffing a joint off in the corner if we say that. Just appears for a moment and just goes, "Ain't it?" and then disappears. That's my best Snurg voice. I can't do it. I don't know how Chris does that one.
Come on, guys. Really easy.
If it is the triangle thing, I'm up to 16.
Do you
Yeah.
know what it reminds me of?
Because I've seen this so many times,
Yeah.
and it's usually the
It's right
triangle.
at work.
Mm.
You've got the pointy triangle, like the arrow for going up, and then you've got the number at the bottom telling you what level you.
Oh, maybe it's just pick a floor.
Yeah, where's the button? Press the button.
You try to feel and interact with things, Kashan. You can feel that the dials are actually able to spin. So they don't push in. You can actually like roll them. You hear the and roll a d10.
No,
Okay, you
no.
keep doing
Let
it.
it stop.
It stopped on 6 for a moment, but before it like fully stopped, you just keep you just keep spinning.
Now you can't stop. You're there for eternity.
I get the feeling it is. I'm gonna change it to 16.
So that stops on 0. The first yeah, stops on 0. And does it yeah, you know what happens? After you've done spinning with it, if it's on 0 for like just a second or two, you hear it go and lock into place.
Which means that
And
it's correct. Try
try to-
moving the next one to 1.
Yeah, move the next one to 1. The middle one. No, I moved it. No. I
Do you
changed
want
it.
to do another d10?
No, I
Spin
changed
it
it to
around?
I'm gonna move away, get the shit
Yeah.
and hold it in front. I'm just gonna knuckle down, just be like, no.
I'm putting down the hut while he does this.
Okay. You put it you spin it round onto 7. Okay. It does lock into place.
Oh, so it's not a matter of whether it's right or not. It just locks into place until you've done all 3 numbers. Don't touch it. No. Oh, Sean, you're gonna be the death of us all.
You want to talk?
Exactly. I know these.
So 70.
Almost 69.
Okay. It locks into place.
Oh no.
And
Hut.
No, it's a
That's still what I
D100
want to
table.
the grinding begins once again. Except the door in front of you, Llewellyn, completely disappears. Like shutter, like it molds up and almost becomes perhaps the ceiling of the room above. Then that rotates 180 degrees, then unfolds like a box, turns around, starts spinning on an axis. That then shifts into another thing. It becomes mesmerizing. It's too much to look at. The images in front of you are so mind-boggling that you all begin to have a mild like aneurysm in your head. I need everyone to roll an intelligence saving throw as you will witness this in front of you.
That's okay. God, you deserve it.
I didn't. I was trying to be helpful.
I know you were.
Oh yeah, let's hit you with this one. I'm gonna hit you with this one because you messed up.
Okay.
Oh no.
Enjoy a barcode in front of your face for a few seconds while I deal psychic damage to you.
That is dealing psychic damage to me in real life.
Yep.
Don't I know it?
So it should do.
Glad I took my glasses off.
Oh God. No.
Jesus. Okay. Everyone,
no.
let's see. Wow, Llewellyn, you're okay. Kishan, Carius, Irina, you all suffer 25 points of psychic damage as this mind-boggling shapes in front of you, and also that horrific grinding sound is so loud. And it sounds like it's in your brain itself. In fact, I need to roll for Andy as well. Let's see, where is it? She is. Intelligence save. Yep, likewise, Andy as well. Oh, the grinding sound lasts for only perhaps a minute, but it's an excruciating minute, and you're unable to concentrate on any spell while you do that. It is finally coming to a close, and when the grinding sound stops once again, it locks into place and forms into the strange kind of square pyramid-like patterns once again, but it's to everyone who's like looked at it before. I need you all to roll another like intelligence check to see if you can even comprehend what you're looking at.
Wait, to everyone who's looked at it before, so in which case I haven't, because I just saw the tower? Or do
You
I need
did,
to
yeah.
roll?
So Llewellyn, if you want to try and find the door again, I need another intelligence check. I know, right?
I don't like that.
Nope. That's why it's psychic. Oh, no, even I'm having trouble.
Oh
Oh,
God.
oh, my eyes.
You said it's an ability check.
Yes, an intelligence check to find the door again. Or this isn't just to find the door. This is to perceive what you're looking at as nonsensical shapes. Llewellyn, 15, 11. That's not enough. Okay.
I'll,
Let's go to Andy.
I can try.
Yep, go ahead.
I wonder if Andy would look at it as almost like, you know, when you look at like maybe sheet music, and it's all very obscure and like
It's a hidden code.
if you've watched Fantasia, where
Mhm.
they do what the music looks like by sound, and it's just like I don't know what you call it, the
Wait.
Sound waves.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 20, and Andy got a 22.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. Andy starts to realize these patterns, these shapes, they're simply like notes on a page that represent something. And as for you, Carrie, taking a second look at it, you can definitely confirm it is not a rock at this point. Both the two who didn't see it as anything before, now the ones who can perceive it, because it is in motion at this point.
I like to think
Yeah.
they did it artistically instead of intelligently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Karis perhaps seeing the motion, and Andy perhaps seeing the sound.
Let's see. And as you kind of like work it out together, saying, no, there's a window there. There's a structure there. It finally, in your heads, isn't a square object at all. In fact, it's curved and it's cylindrical. You still can't perceive the ceiling or the top, but eventually you come to make sense of it. In fact, you can actually see a normal-looking tower before you.
Oh, so that's what it. Honestly, not the design I would have gone for, but you know, I can see why people would like it.
It looks like it's wearing a hat.
You know, it kind of does.
It's like he's
Or
wearing a
crown.
helmet. Yeah.
Like an upside down crown almost.
I can't do Andy's accent, but that's the best I got.
I was like,
so is the weird triangle thing back on the door, or is the door open?
No, there is just there is a long rectangular door once again, and this time it does not have the same triangle before. You can hear a shutter-like noise as you approach it.
Harris is just going to knock on the door.
Okay, as you're knocking, it does do that shutter and then reveals another similar like puzzle, except this is a completely different shape altogether. It's going to be easier.
Is it squares or rectangles?
Good question.
I hate this because I think I knew the answer to the last
Yeah,
one.
this
Sean screwed it up.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna-
mean, I don't know if our counts were different, but I got 18 when I did it.
Got 18 as well.
Did you
Yeah.
now? Oof.
Yeah.
I bet that was the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was painful because it's so easy to accidentally see the same thing multiple
Right.
times. I use the same triangle,
Exactly.
which makes me think that the purpose of this puzzle is Terrig testing our perception of space.
Then why would they make them so spinny?
Because they weren't expecting children to come play.
Oh, Pat.
Rude.
Okay, this is the
You're
image in
meant
front
to
of
be
you
the
guys.
well-disciplined monk. I'm meant to be the mess about guy.
Just because I'm a disciplined monk, it doesn't mean that I
Oh,
can't
no.
have fun.
Oh
Let me
no.
let me get rid of the other shape.
Oh, I've not even seen this one, but it's like a Triforce inside.
Oh, God,
Right. So one sec. I need the thing here.
let me place it over here. It's easier to see.
Is this on the ground or on the wall?
It is on the door itself. A symbol has
Okay.
appeared after the strange shutter-like appearance. The door, like,
Can
unfolded.
confirm it's not Dance Dance Revolution.
So there's 10 altogether in general. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 if you count big ones.
Yeah.
Has it still
I
got
think-
the spinny numbers?
And then you've got
11,
Chris?
Yeah, that was
12, 13,
spoilers.
14.
14.
Okay.
Chris?
Yeah?
Has it still got the spinny numbers?
The spinny numbers are there as well. A dial with 3 different digits can be inputted.
Stay away.
Carius goes, I've teleported you away once before, I'll do it again.
I go and sit at the back.
I'm seeing 14 at the moment,
Yeah, I've got 14 as well, but I'm just.
and I'm not seeing any others. Oh wait, there's the big one as well, so it's probably 15.
15, yeah. That's actually a really good point. I didn't even consider the big one.
8, 9,
Try
so it's
15?
10. One sec, let's make sure. 10, and then
I
there's
take a dagger, stab it into the ground, take off the helmsman thingy, place it on the top so I could use it as like a spinny toy.
15. Right, I'm seeing
yeah.
15.
Yeah, that's
I'll take
kind
that.
of what I've
Okay.
got. I'm just trying to. Because.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can make any others just by combining, but they're not making triangles. If I do any others,
If I look that way.
What to think that you guys are actually up against the wall, looking at the door.
it's definitely triangles because the last one was triangles as well.
Probably to indicate the 3 dimensions.
Yeah, probably.
Let's go 15. Because I can't
I've
see
not-
any others.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any others either.
No.
So we spin it to 0.
It's upside down.
Getting a fresh look from a different angle.
Well,
That
I was,
origin
I was trying to see if there was any that might be at like a slightly different angle if you looked at it in a different way.
Symmetrical. It's not any different any other way.
Actually, it does, but it doesn't make any difference. It's not fully symmetrical.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the same no matter which side you look at it.
Oh god, and now doing that now, some of the lines are bending and stuff. I think that last puzzle's down my
So-
eyes, and I'm now seeing like the lines ripple and stuff.
I spin the first one to 0 because
Okay.
it's
I've
It's-
got 18.
you got 18.
What, on this one?
Oh, do you mean the last one? Because the last one was 18.
No, this one.
Where have you got the other 3 from?
Oh, the corners. Where obviously.
Now we've done the corners.
Because there's 10 main triangles.
Yeah, but the double ones.
Yeah.
Do that better.
So there's 10 main triangles. Then there's 1 corner one, 2 corner one, 3 corner one, and then 1 in the middle. So that's 14. And then there's the thing as a whole, which is 15. So unless you can see any more other than that.
Wait. 10 is the main one. Then those 3 together. Then that is the main one, and that.
So
Oh,
if somehow
remember.
looking into the 5th dimension to see triangles where there are no triangles. Who knows?
Like that.
Do you want the mouse to
I
draw?
now
triangle?
in my head it now kind of looks like an angry bird.
It does.
That's all
Oh
I'm
yes!
seeing.
Oh my
Does
god,
it-
it is. It's an
Yeah.
angry bird.
It's
Is it?
got the beak. It's got the two eyes.
Do we have? How did you
It's
change?
like an angry bird if it was from the old Star Fox game on like the SNES.
Okay, you guys are better at math, so I'll go with your judgment. But yeah,
He's got a
Let's
great.
go
They were
50.
18 there a minute ago. I swear.
Right,
Well-
it's has been the next one to 1. If we agree
Okay.
on this, do we agree on
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely no
I'm bad
higher
at
than.
math. I will let you guys.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I
6,
counted 18 though, but maybe I
7,
double
8,
counted some.
9.
You got 3 extra
10,
ones. It's weird.
12,
From the little eyes.
14, 15.
Yeah. How do you change the color? It won't let me change color.
I have to change your color, I think.
Oh, that's. You made me grey.
Okay, the one locks into place.
I mean, it's an angry. It's an angry bird.
Here's an angry bird. Ooh.
Puzzle.
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 Yeah,
Okay.
let's go for 15.
The last digit.
We both spin it to 5 together.
Okay. Alright. You finally decide to go with the 15. Spinning it, it locks into place.
And then I cover my eyes and wait for it to whatever to happen to lock in.
Okay. Let me just find something for you. The hell? What happened to my list?
It's going to be like multiple doors, and we have to get through them all.
Oh. Excuse me. I've screwed up my music. Oh well, that's fine. So you all start to hear a grinding sound once again. Everyone instinctually cringes, waiting for the horrible mental psychic assault that follows suit. But this time there is none. It is a natural grinding sound, and as you start to see dust sift from the doorway, the chamber in front of you begins to open.
Hey,
Yes.
I'll
there
tell
we
you.
go. Congratulations.
Would this
Get
be a
you guys on.
Would this be a good point to take the break?
Shall we? I think let's.
Yeah, if anything, so my eyes can recover because I started staring into that one with like the patterns that you put up, and I think I'm now seeing into another dimension.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Which I realise is kind of
Maybe
the
that's
point.
where I found the 18.
You
But
know,
that last puzzle, like after a while, I started seeing the lines bending and like moving still, and it's just like that's
Yeah.
not even that sort of thing.
you know when you look at a light for too long and then you start seeing spots when you're looking up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see that, but I'm also starting to see the squiggles you get in your eyes.
Yeah,
God,
it's like
okay.
it's like every time I looked at that black and white one, it changed. Like I'd look away for a second and then it was different, and then my eyes tried to find the original pattern. It was
Yeah, that was nice.
Well, that is a good time to take a break and literally give these guys a rest of their eyes. There does appear to be a geometric pattern on the floor, but it is much more simpler than it has been. And as the door begins to open, revealing the inner sanctums of Tal Terig, we will go for a short break, and we will return to see what they have discovered. Whoa. welcome back. All right, so the door has opened. The way before you leads into a stone-tiled interior. There seem to be more geometric like patterns decorating the floor and ceiling of this 20-foot high chamber. There are 4 statues surrounding the room. Each have some sort of like either a smaller statue before them or a plinth. One of them actually does not even have. No, one of them doesn't have any. But there doesn't seem to be any obvious entrances or exits other than the one you just came in. The ceiling doesn't seem to have a hatch either. No stairs, no ladders. It's almost like you've just walked into like a crypt with no visible passageways leading on. But there are 3 braziers that light the interior.
Like a triangle.
Kind of, yeah, like a triangle, but also hinting at the fact that somebody must be in if the light's on.
Unless they're continual flames.
Which
Tarek!
which after a very brief look at them, yes, they are in fact continual flame.
Tarek? Tarek! I got your invite.
Your
Well,
voice
you gave me the invite, but I'm here.
your voice echoes off the cold stone interior.
But that's
Right.
rude not to, greet your guests.
So we've got a bowl, an altar, a hand, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Something's missing?
Maybe put the compass in the space where something's missing?
Sure, I'll step around the image on the floor and I'll go place the compass down.
The compass doesn't seem to react or change in any way.
What is the compass doing right now?
Spinning.
Just like haywire.
Yeah.
What if I put it
Completely
in,
haywire.
what if I put it in the middle then? With it in the middle of the circle. Bear.
Well, as you walk over on the circle,
Oh. Oh,
you can feel a pressure plate beneath your feet. And then you step to your right, another pressure plate.
Oh no!
And it seems there's quite a lot of pressure plates within the center of this chamber. This whole section that you're on kind of goes down. This kind of like half semicircle.
Is there any change in the statues as the pressure plates are pressed?
There is not, no.
Hmm.
But you do hear a kind of crank, like a clunk, 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 and then chink, something like metallic.
Hey, I'm book smart. I'm not smart when it comes to checking for traps.
We've established this, yes.
Mr. I
Um,
fly everywhere.
Curious.
Yeah.
There is an inscription on the small dais that you're standing by.
Yep.
Just get right off here. But I do leave the compass in the middle just in case.
The inscription is in common,
Well, that's good.
and it reads, it says, as you put down your bowl of stew and take your seat, you let out a shout and leap back up. You sat on a thorn.
Is there anything, Llewellyn, is there anything written on that one by yourself?
Yeah, I'll go over to this one.
Okay. Yeah, there is. Let's see. It says, on the inscription, it says, iron roof, glass walls, burns and burns and never falls.
Oh, I actually know the answer to that one.
Do you?
Yeah, because it's actually one I had to solve recently myself. I don't know the answer to this one, but that one's a lantern.
Iron roof, glass walls, burns and burns, but no. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
But what does this like?
Maybe you need to put a lantern on it?
Is the hand empty?
It should be, yeah.
Well, there's a spoiler right there. There's a flame on its hand. But yeah, so I guess I'll. Do I have a lantern? Does anybody here have a lantern?
It might just be that it needs fire on it. So
I'll-
this one
I
said, like after you like put your stew down, you leap up because you sat on a thorn.
Yep. As you put down your bowl of stew, take out your seat, and you take your seat and let out a shout, and leap back up. Leap back up. You sat on a thorn, and as you look at it more carefully, Carius, you can see that there is capitalization on certain words.
Is it on thorn and shout by any chance?
Yes, it is.
Which are north and south.
Yeah. So stew, seat.
Stew is west and
Yeah.
seat is east.
Yeah, they're all anagrams, aren't they?
Yeah.
By the way, this pressure plate is still indented in the ground from where
Oh, I
Llewellyn walked over it.
We
Oh.
probably have to put the compass here.
No. I think we've got to step on them in the order of the thing. So luckily, I stepped on west first.
So west, east, south, north.
Yeah. So
You know what? Carius is just gonna hover over to this one and just stand on it. This one because it's east.
Yep, the pressure plate sinks into the ground. A clanking noise.
So the next one is south.
Yeah, next
Yeah.
one's south.
Oh, I'll go and stand on the south one then.
And then
Yeah.
I'll go and step on the. Did the other pressure pad go back up when I stepped off it?
No, it is indented.
And then I'll go and step on the north one after Irina then.
Okay. As you do so, you start to feel a whir in the room, tingling up the back of your hair and the back of your neck as magic thrums in the room. Suddenly, this statue on the southeast, the eyes light up.
Uh-oh.
The yeah, it does seem ominous. The eyes flare up, and the beam firing from them lands directly into the center of the room, opening up what looks to be a circular, oval like portal
Yeah,
directly in the center there.
we don't go into that.
No. Wait.
I say to Kashan.
Or do we?
But what about the others? And maybe.
What I'm thinking is this is like a wizard's tower, and if you want to go to certain rooms, you solve the puzzle for that room. And then this is the door that you open.
Okay, but what if by doing all 4 riddles, you open the way to the master room, which is where Terry might be?
Yeah. Okay, so for now, just to test, let's try to solve this one.
Yeah. So, does anybody have a lantern, or even? Yeah. Does anybody have a lantern?
Yeah.
Andy should.
And Andy might have a lantern, actually. That sounds
Okay.
familiar. Have a look. I think I have access.
I'm having a quick look.
Chase
She does
torches.
have she has an entertainer's pack.
Okay. Got candles.
She has got candles,
Should
and she has torches.
Yeah. Should we chuck
It
one of
might
those?
just-
There?
Worth a
What was
shot.
it saying again?
The riddle. It was
An iron roof.
Iron roof, glass walls,
burns and burns
burning
and never falls.
nipples.
which is a lantern.
Yeah. At least
Mhm.
that's the answer that I've used for that riddle before when I solved it recently, like literally last week.
That's kind of crazy.
In would you believe a room just after this one that we used?
Wow, no way.
So, can we put a lantern down or a torch or something?
Well, actually, you
just
said these were continual flames, right?
They are, yeah.
So is there like a gemstone that's holding the flame, or is it just the flame's like a permanent thing?
It is a permanent thing. I guess you could say that the brazier is enchanted with continual flame.
And does the brazier look like it can be lifted?
Yeah, it could actually, potentially. It's a bit big for the hand though.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm gonna look at this one quickly as well, because it might be one that we have like an obvious solution for.
I'm just wondering, Kashan, the frozen flame's a lantern, right?
Oh,
Yes.
I won't push you into it, but would you like to try putting it in the hand and see what happens? Because it's a flame that doesn't go out, right? I realised I've dropped my accent. It's a flame that doesn't go out, right?
I could give it a go, but I don't really want to risk losing it.
Also, that's why I'm giving you the option. You don't have to. You can always try to use the normal fire.
I mean, we didn't lose our feet when we stood on the pressure pads.
I mean, I could sit in the hand and set myself on fire, but I'm not sure. Think of that.
For now, before we try that, let's just try putting a torch in it and see what happens. It's not
Yeah.
quite the answer, but it might be the closest we've got.
Does the portal change is the question.
Wait.
wait.
Doesn't make that horrible noise again.
What about, I do have like vials and stuff. It's glass. We could put a flame
Yeah.
inside.
Well, considering considering
kind
we're
of
considering we're pretty sure that one's a lantern, or I'm pretty sure, but we don't have a lantern immediately. Like, we've got potential options. Let's look at the other two puzzles, because there might be one where we can solve, and it might be if we go through this portal, for example, there's a lantern on the other side.
Well, I have beakers as well because I have
Yeah.
like a whole alchemy set.
Yeah.
All right. What does Paris?
What does
what
this
that
one say?
Okay. Looking for an inscription or a riddle.
Yeah. Or anything.
It says one word only, and it is like embroidered onto the cloth, and it says pacifism. And this smaller stone in front of you, looking down at it, you realize is like some kind of chest rather than like a stone platform. It is a stone chest. There doesn't appear to be a lock on it. Sorry, stuff in there.
So you
Paris
can open
will
it.
try opening the chest and see if there's anything in it.
You can. It is completely empty.
Okay. Darius is gonna pull out one of his daggers because he's got a pair of them, and he's gonna put that in the chest and close it.
Because like you're choosing to give up.
A weapon, so being pacifistic in a way.
Okay.
It seemed the initial thing to try, at least.
All right. Placing your dagger into the chest and closing it. Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. As you close it, you see a small slip of paper kind of appear and then sort of settle down on top of the actual embroidered cloth.
Yeah. I'll have a look at it and see what it says.
It says there's a few like lines, like empty lines, and it's kind of like a small like strip, and it has name at the top with a blank. a blank little area for it. Oh, and one more thing that appears. A little quill appears with already a wet nib at the end of it.
Oh no. What if this is like a declaration that you'll be a pacifist? No.
And the first line of text underneath where it says name is one dagger. Yeah.
Aris just sort of.
Starting equipment PHB as well next to it.
Oh wait, maybe it's not. Maybe this is like a keep save box that you'll give up all your weapons until you leave.
Yeah, Karis will just write Carius at the top and see if anything happens.
Okay. You see, as you write down Carius, the eyes on the statue glow, and they seem to be glowing and shooting right at you, Carius. And as you kind of brace for some sort of horrible effect, it's kind of this light blue tint, and it seems almost like it scans you over.
Scanning me
And
for other weapons.
yeah, indeed, there is kind of a faint font, the text that says one glaive, glaive of flying, wave benders, Liamano, and what else?
I have another dagger and I have a light crossbow.
You have and a light crossbow is written on the.
I also
on
have
the-
another dagger. I had two and I put one in.
All right, and it says one of the lines says and yet another dagger.
Yeah, another thing.
Yeah, and it's all in light font. Doesn't seem like it's in bold like the other one is. Almost like someone's penciled it in, but not quilled it in with ink.
Karis sort of goes. Karis is just going to open the box and see if his dagger's still there or if it's disappeared.
As you look down onto the box, you see there is a tiny little slot that wasn't there before, and it looks like, like a
Like for
like
the paper.
donation. Yeah, it's a paper slit. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I've had to give him my weapons too many times recently. But Karis is still going to try to see if he can open the box to see if his dagger's in there. I don't know if it can.
It is seemingly sealed shut. And you try to open it, it's firmly stuck to the floor as well because it's stone. You feel like it would probably be very heavy, but as you try to lift it up, it feels firmly affixed to the floor as well.
So I'm getting the idea that if you put this paper into the slot, you're gonna suddenly realize that all of those items are gone. Probably inside that chest.
You've still got all your weapons on you.
Yeah,
All your-
Karis will place the other dagger atop like the sort of dais sort of thing and see if anything happens.
Nothing seems to happen.
He'll then place the dagger on top of the chest and see if anything happens.
As you try to place, so you place a dagger on top of the chest.
Yeah.
The chest. You see the strange thing that happened before on the door, where is that the kind of shutter effect, which kind of like makes everything's like switches and inverts on itself. It's like the chest suddenly just transforms and then reappears at the same time. And the chest doesn't have the slit on the top, but the dagger does seem to be sat on there, and you hear a kind of a unlocking sound, like the stone opens and pops.
Karis is just gonna look at the letter and be like, and he's just gonna ask out loud, if I give these over, do I get them back when I leave? And just sort of stare at the paper waiting for an answer.
The quill bobs over and like literally animates this time, like pops up on as if it's like just heard you, and then hops over towards the quill to the parchment, and writes at the very top, like lockbox, and what else does it say? Yeah, it says for safekeeping. It like
It's like a
writes.
safety deposit.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, that's what it writes.
Carius will
Safety deposit.
Carius will sigh, pull off his glaive, pull off his Leomano, pull off his dagger, pull off his light crossbow, and he's just going to put them in the box and close the box. Just be
Okay.
like,
Weapon heavy person here is putting all their items that is in there.
Yeah, he is.
Like, if Kashan did it, all he'd have to give up is like his staff, and that's it.
yep.
As you do so, the quill pops up and begins writing in bold the weapons that you just placed in. The piece of paper then folds up into a strange, like geometric shape. It's like a folded triangle, and is then like hovering in front of you.
Yeah, Carius will just pull it into the slot, which I'm guessing is now back.
You can put it into the slot, yeah, if you wish.
Yep. Oh wait, or is it telling me to keep hold of it as like a? Actually, I'll keep hold of the paper because it might be that I have to put the paper in to get what's in their back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't lose it.
It's your ticket stub.
The light scans you once again. The portal in the center disperses, and suddenly the eyes look past you, Carius, and begin to focus on the center. And immediately a light bluish portal appears. Is that blue?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
A light blue portal suddenly animates before you.
Carius is just gonna go. You know what? I gave up my items to go through it. I'm fed up with this waiting around, and he just gonna leap over and dive through it.
What?
Woo! All right, Carius is leaping through. As he does, the portal vanishes right behind him.
Oh, okay.
And
So-
Carius is gone.
So here's the thing. If I put a foot back onto here, does it then go down again?
Yeah, when the portal dispersed, all the other pressure plates kind of went
Okay.
back
Yeah.
up.
So it's only one portal
Yeah.
at a time. It's not
Which
like
is what I thought. It's like it's a wizard's tower. So like different rooms or different portals take you to different places. And Carius just is like, you know what? I've given up my items to do this. Geronimo.
I thought maybe
Do
I
we wait
thought
for him or do we go after him?
I think maybe we should work out the other puzzles in case we come back here. Save us time.
Well, we've got the first one. We know the second one. We now know what the one Carius does. So there's just one more.
Yeah, so but yeah. Wait, can we at least see if we can make this work first? Can I put a torch on here just in case?
That's all right. No, that's okay. You want to put a torch? You have a torch, but
Right.
But it doesn't seem to do anything when you place it on the hand.
What about if we do the candle inside a beaker thing?
You put like a candle inside a glass beaker.
To make it like a lantern because we don't actually have a lantern.
Yeah, yeah. So you stick a candle in the bottom of a glass beaker, and yes, actually, it does. The animation of the hand kind of clamps down on the lantern. The flame kind of roars up with a fierce kind of red color, and the eyes of the statue beam a fierce red into the room, which appears right there in the center of the room.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
What does this last one say?
Okay, you look for something, an inscription, a dais, anything. It doesn't appear to be one.
Is this like his master key thing where this is where it take him to the top?
You're not sure, but I will say this: your compass does spin erratically everywhere else in this chamber, but when you bring it over to here, it seems to like jutter and suddenly start just ticking like a normal clock.
Really?
Yeah, it just starts resuming like a normal stopwatch or a compass. Or sorry, it's got a compass and a stopwatch, but it does seem to be looking like a watch right now. Mm-hmm.
Does the statue look any
Doesn't
different?
seem, nope, doesn't seem to do anything. There's no eyes that glow from this one. Just the only thing that you know is your compass.
I will wait
Right.
for the compass to go around time-wise. Maybe this is a matter of patience.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you wait and wait. Are the rest waiting? What are you guys? What's Kashan doing during all this?
I don't know. Waiting for others to complete the puzzle.
Okay.
I'll look at this one. Why not?
So this is the one which the group has kind of already sold. But I'll tell you what. Why don't you roll me a perception check, Kashan? Because everyone else is like inspecting the statues and the riddles. You're kind of left to just stare into the portal. The portal beyond seems to be this kind of like fierce red color, but there is something beyond it. It seems to be like a thin darkness veil. Maybe your dark vision is piercing through it, but you can't quite see all the way through.
I
Oh,
put
As you
my
get
head
closer,
into
though,
it.
okay, you poke your head into it. Perfect.
God, no!
Phew.
Play in the pie.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a d20 real quick. Hold on. All right. So you poke your head in, and let's see what you see. Hold on, that was the lantern, wasn't it? Okay. Oh yes, right. Inside, you see there is a small little fireplace. Is the first thing you see. There is two chairs, either side of it, and there seems to be someone sitting in one. He's got this large wizard hat, like a super large brim to it, pointy hat that's kind of like flopped to one side. And he seems to be scratching a scraggly like beard. Um, he kind of sighs, gets up, closes the book he's reading, and seems to be thinking to himself. Then he looks up, and his eyes meet yours. He's like,
Are you
he looks at you.
Tarek?
It does not look like Terry. It looks. He's a human. You can see his like normal ears. He has like brownish kind of robes. He does have a staff sitting beside his chair, and he kind of slowly reaches for it.
Wait. The villain! The villain!
Who are you?
And we're looking for Tarek?
Tarek? Oh, he's very busy. Wait, how did you get in here? Oh, hold on, stay where you are.
All we have is like Kashan's head in this portal.
you just have cat butt.
Like, pull his tail to pull him out if he seems to be distracted.
Sure. You pull on his tail, and as you yank him away, you
I
see.
said if he
Oh
seems
no,
to be
prepared.
he seems like
Okay.
he's in danger.
I'm still in.
Okay, you're still in, no problem. Your head's still through half the portal. He starts to approach you, this man.
Stick my head through the other side of the portal. Oh my god.
Your head explodes.
I'm just like, oh god, now Llewellyn's standing around the side, one arm on like Llewellyn's room, one arm on
He
Kashan's
called
tail.
me. He called me over.
As you poke your head through this face side Llewellyn, you see a brick wall that is circular in nature. There are a light source in the room, and you can hear a crackling of fire behind you, but in front of you is just this kind of round wall. And
Kashan!
that's right in your ear as he shoves that away.
Ah,
I was right in your ear.
You called me over to look at a brick wall?
No, there's a wizard here.
Oh my goodness! You have two heads. I wouldn't suggest doing that. Pull one of your heads out slowly at a time, not at the same time. Not at the same time. Whatever
Lavender,
you
get
do.
out.
Okay, I'll slowly pull my head out.
Okay.
Why is...
So
What?
on the other side, what that guy was seeing was a portal like this, with one head like that, and the other head out like that, with the portal in the middle, which is just trippy. Okay, step back. I'm coming through.
Okay, I'll pull my head out.
Okay, as you pull out, the portal does seem to be shrinking. Oh, alley-oop. Ah, there we are. And this individual steps through. The portal closes behind him.
You're not
Not
Terry.
a hobo.
And your lantern goes out.
You know what a hobo was like.
I dress like a hobo deliberately, thank you.
Maybe he does too.
Do you?
Do you dress like a hobo?
Oh, I should be offended.
I do like that hat though.
Does he look like he's a bit of a mess? Can I prestigitate him?
He does look a bit of a mess, yes. I'll say that much.
No, he
The
doesn't.
individual.
He's still got tattered clothes, but he doesn't look a mess now. They look like pristine tattered clothes.
Thank you. I didn't realize how much I've been studying.
Yeah, it
Everything.
like that, doesn't it?
Welcome to Talterig. He takes like a bow, takes his hat off, and then flops it back on. A little quill kind of bounces for a moment, has like a feather in it.
Are you this place's snurg?
Clerk, I am
Snurg.
no.
No, he don't look like a spider to me.
I am not an ettercap. No.
Oh, he
You
looks like
know
know
Snurg.
Snurg.
I do know what a snake is.
Okay.
Who are you?
My name is Orish. Orish. Orish.
Orish. So not quite an or, but Orish.
No, I'm definitely not an orc. I'm a human.
No,
I'm.
I said or as in like an or. You,
mining ore.
or,
I'm about
or.
I'm about 30 years old and human. Definitely not green skin or anything like that. Welcome to Talterig. I am one of Terig's apprentices. He's very busy normally.
How many does he have? He invited me here to be an apprentice.
Wait, he invited you?
Wait,
That's what the
you're
company.
an apprentice.
Wait,
Yes.
You know
you're still
Malone?
talking?
Hold on. One question at a time. Malone.
Malone Perna.
She's. Terig spoke about her, yes. Yes. She is one of Terig's apprentices as well, or at least used to be. I don't think that's a name he likes to mention all that too often.
Oh, it was
No, I don't think he had a bad relation. I just think that it brings up sour memories. Yes.
What?
Sour days then.
I don't think there's bad blood between them.
And I can sour.
What is?
Terry was a archmage in Midra's city, right? Midra's capital city.
Yes.
Well, he doesn't like to talk about that place much anymore. Because their ways are archaic and too simple. That's actually why I came here myself. I didn't really fit in with the other mages at the academy there. I
What?
think different, apparently, according to Terry.
You went to the academy.
I was turned down at the academy. I never got past, not even the first trial.
What about now? Would you pass that trial with flying colours? How long have you been here?
I've been here. He starts counting. Counting is not my strong suit,
You
but
said he was near like 30 or something, right?
yeah,
So,
I've been here nearly a decade, I guess.
And would you say that you'd under his guidance you'd
His
pass that with flying
tutelage,
colours?
yeah. I would say I could probably impress a few mages these days, but it took a long time to fix my magic.
Fix?
Yes, I didn't make it, so there was obviously something wrong. I sought out Tarek. Tarek was a way to fix my problems. Verbal components aren't my strong suit.
Ah, I see.
but they're not necessary.
Not
I mean-
with all spells.
But a lot, sadly.
That was just the ground level, though. That was just one of the first problems. Still, I must ask, why have you sought out Tarek? I'm
Multiple reasons.
Well, Llewellyn was invited.
Yeah, look, compass.
He looks at you strangely. I've never seen anything like that before.
It was
What?
given to me by Tarek.
May I see? He steps closer.
Sure, I'll just I'll keep hold of it, but I'll show
Okay.
it.
He lets his staff kind of lean up against his shoulder, takes it with both hands delicately, opens it up, and looks at it with amazement. He almost kind of goes boss-eyed as the dials seem to spin around. Amazing. I'm sure it does more than just tell the time.
No, it shows direction, height. It basically it took a lot to figure this out, but it guided us to this tower where it is exactly now.
It guided you to the tower? How? That's marvelous.
I mean, that's
No
what.
wonder we don't get any visitors. He closes it back up, hands it back to you.
Yeah, this is what Terry wanted when he gave that to me when we were inside the hut, Baba Yaga's hut. Have you heard of his time in there?
Um. Ah, yes. He has spoke of her. This is his next endeavor. He left the hut and began work on this. Apparently,
Yeah. Did he mention the Tesseract at all?
the Tesseract. Yes, yes, a marvelous artifact. One I have still yet to comprehend all of its inner workings, but of course,
Okay.
who could? You can't know Tarek without the Tesseract.
So he's mentioned the hut. He's mentioned Babiak. Did he mention an amazing wizard that he met inside there and invited to come visit?
No.
Oh. Oh.
Um.
Llewellyn? Ring a bell?
No. No, it's never mentioned you.
What about Glory?
You doubled over laughing.
Glory? Did you see a tiefling purple? Thought he was high and mighty because he was the son of a devil.
We've not had any tieflings here before.
No, not even. No,
Good.
that means Carius' dad's never been here.
Oh, Carrie's dad. What was his
Wait,
name?
who?
What's your dad's name? I'm blanked. What's his
Uh,
name?
D something. The
I'm not there, so I can't help.
no.
No, what's his name?
Wouldn't have forgotten his name and character.
It's Erekos.
Erekos.
Ericos.
Yeah, Erekos.
I can't remember how to pronounce it.
It says, I can check for you.
Yes, our friend, his son, literally went through the blue portal.
The blue portal?
The pacifist.
Oh no, not the blue portal. I'm just joking with you. That's fine. He comes over to here, and he clicks his fingers, knocks thrice on the stone here, and out pops a drawer from the stone, and he pulls out a dusty tome, flicks through it.
I'm immediately over and peering over his shoulder to read this book.
This'll take too long. He turns around and looks. Where's that damn quill gone?
In your hat.
Oh, no, not that one. This one. And he sees the one like appear magically, the same one that kind of signed Carius's little slip. And he says, "Ah, there you are. Gregory, search for tiefling." And the quill like wags its tail, like almost like a finger shaking, like no. It says, "Don't be stubborn. Please help."
What was
And
the
the quill,
called?
What did you call the book?
Gregory.
Gregory.
Do you think it's
And,
related to Quincy?
Yeah, is it? Does he know a Quincy
Sorry.
or a sorrow? I'll say out loud to these.
He seems to be too busy and talking to this quill. The quill taps the book and then like shakes side to side. He flips to like actually he just pulls like a blank piece of paper and just lets the quill write on it and says, "No tieflings have been admitted into Calteric ever."
Does he know is the name Ericos known? Not even in the tower, but like, just in terms of Terry's life.
And the quill no mention of the name Erekos is wrote on the parchment.
Damsir family.
No.
To be fair,
Actually, one tiefling has been omitted,
Oh,
and it
it'd be
suddenly
Carius.
the whole book kind of falls all the way back, and the freshest, most recent page, Carius,
Alright.
Carius Damsir,
To be-
the first tiefling to be admitted into Tauteric. Congratulations! And you hear a confetti pop into the air.
to be fair, didn't his dad say that he met with this wizard in the Oud Woods?
Yeah, like they didn't meet in the tower. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, in Terry's life, not necessarily in the tower, but obviously it's the record who enters the building.
So we know where the red portal goes. Where does the other portals go?
The red portal is the apprentice sanctum. The red portal.
No, you already said the red portal.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Of course. Let's see here. The green portal takes you to the what was it called? Hold on.
Kitchen.
Oh yes, here we go. Oh my god, where is it actually? I made it. There it is. The green one takes you to the dimensional horologium.
The what?
Horologium.
Horologium?
Mm-hmm.
Dimensional time something.
What's a horologium?
Think of it like a giant clock.
And what does that do? Is that what controls this whole time?
Keeps
thing?
this place spinning, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, but
And-
don't go in there because that was trippy as heck.
And
Actually, have you seen a green portal yet?
we have seen the green portal. That was the first one.
Okay.
Which makes sense because it was based on directions, the puzzle.
And the blue one?
Oh, the blue one. That'll take you to the. Let's have a look. The
Oh.
Librum Arcana.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Carius ends up in the library of all places.
Yeah. Well, we definitely have to go there, I guess. What a shame. It's a shame that we have to go there.
Right,
Okay.
now let's see if I can find this world's copy of one of the stat phrasing books.
All right. Gareth, you step through the portal and appear at the bottom of a set of stairs. And walking up them, you come around to a circular chamber filled to the brim with books. There is another inner circle which has like a wooden raised platform, and in there you can see there is a statue of a wizard, book open and studying the texts. There are small tables decorated with papers and candles and inkwells, and there's actually surprisingly windows in these rooms with natural light filtering through as well.
Does looking through out of them, does it actually look like what I would expect? Like, considering we're in like mountains and stuff.
You're in a
before.
mountainous region, and yet when you look out, you see a verdant green field.
Right. Carius is also just gonna have a look around, and he's sort of just gonna have a careful look at like the wooden parts and be like, "Now, how arena proof is this?"
It's a library.
Yeah. But what he'll actually do is he'll be like, "Right, the others should be here soon. I hope." I don't know. Either
Just
way,
like,
I mean, Karis does like a good books, and he's trying to learn, so he'll probably try to look for any books on planes or transmutation. Of
All right,
elements.
Gareth just gets to looking. And the rest of you guys, are you actually following him, or do you ask about how to get there?
I ask about the last portal, the one that doesn't seem to have a riddle to it.
Oh, the last portal it's an observatory.
To
But I'm guessing you can't see the riddle.
No.
we can't observe it.
Exactly. You can't observe the observatory. It's a strange, tricky one.
And
What
how?
if I look at it through the spyglass? That's a telescope,
Ooh.
right? It lets in more light.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to front telescope.
It does let in more light, actually, as it happens. And you can hear the wizard already clapping. And yeah, over here there is a what is it? It looks like a chair is like just off to the side. I'm gonna put a chair down.
Just a chair.
Just looks like a chair. It does have like a lever to the side of the chair,
Pull the lever.
but,
Come on.
but
Wrong
yeah,
lever.
All I can think about is that episode of Critical Role. Chair.
It's not got 4 legs. Okay, it is an odd looking chair in that it has like a base that kind of looks cylindrical and raises up so that it can be swiveled, but it doesn't have like 4 legs. In fact, it even has like a cushioned back, and it's slightly tilted back, not like a straight back chair, but kind of like slightly lounged back with a lever on it. Okay. Aruna goes over, sits in the chair. It feels like a spring takes your weight, and you can like, it's kind of like got a little bit of suspension to it, and you can hear the spring like.
I now look at the lever. Look at the ceiling.
There's a blood stain on the ceiling. No.
I go over and I pull the lever.
You.
You can't see the lever, can you?
No, you can't. You can't see it.
God damn it!
So does Irina just appear to be sitting on nothing to them?
Yes, currently, yeah.
Yeah. Pull the lever. Pull the lever. You know you want to.
I'm gonna put put my hand on the lever,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to hand the spyglass to Llewellyn so he can see what the hell I'm doing.
Okay. Yep. You grab a hold of it. You're looking down. You wouldn't have spotted the lever because it looks more like a armrest. But you can see one is clearly like cushioned. The other one seems to be stripped of that, and it's so you pull the lever as Llewellyn. You watch Irina pull it. The eyes on this statue begin to glow, and
I catapult through the portal.
Oh
damn it,
no!
you stole it.
Yeah!
The portal begins to orientate itself, and Irina is suddenly fired from the chair, like sprung forward and flies through, flies through the portal. Yeah.
Actually, she probably screams. To be fair.
Hey,
You see, Orish has to like duck out the way. He's like, "Oh goodness!"
hey, Orish. What is
Yes.
what is adventure rule number 1?
Ah. Never split the party.
Yes. We're good at that one. We know that one.
Irina flying through. You find yourself elsewhere in the tower. Let's take
To
you.
be fair, I left you guys the spyglass so you could follow me.
Okay. Oh my goodness, Irina. Irina has found themselves flying forward down the stairs, and you come to a tumble at the bottom of this beautiful chamber before you. Shouldn't be any.
am.
There
It
is
is
a gigantic telescope
by
and
the
a very similar soft cushioned chair, very similar to the one you just pulled the lever on, in the center of this room. And it appears as though there's this long ocular-like tubing that is at head height on the chair itself.
The lazy man's telescope.
Yeah, all around this room are kind of like mirrored glassy surfaces. Each of them seem to be reflecting this star-like pattern on the floor. It's just ever so slightly shifting, like the actual like it's as if it's matching the firmament of the sky itself.
I'm under the assumption that the guys will follow, so I'm gonna just kind of basically look around, just like, wow, this is cool, until everyone kind of gets here.
Certainly can.
This is
Do the
amazing.
others follow suit? Okay, all right, Kashan, you are similarly catapulted into the chamber.
Now it's truly a catapult.
Oh, look at that old Kashan. Yes, it is a catapult. I just
Well-
realized. Orish is like, well, I'll speak to you all later.
No. Wait. What does that staff do?
My staff.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Thank you. It's my arcane focus, and I'm able to concentrate a little bit better with this thing. If without it, I'd be hopeless at casting spells.
Oh, so that helps your stutter to verbalize things.
It does indeed.
That's cool.
A tried and true staff, very loyal to me.
Hey.
Yes, and it has a sending stone as well on the top.
Oh, that's cool. Oh,
Allows me to communicate with Terek, but only on important matters.
I thought you were gonna say like only on Wednesdays.
Yeah. Right now, he's told me to keep studying and try to crack the recent riddle he's assigned me.
recent riddle? Is it need to know or?
Nothing like the ones over here. These are child's play. No, this one's much more formulaic in nature. I believe it has something to do with the Tesseract.
Oh. Could I copy down this riddle or?
He flips open to a page in his book and holds it out and says, "Sure." And there is pages and pages of like formula and diagrams and arcane runes. There's a lot.
Is-
Oh no, it's like a physics equation, isn't it? Like one of the
Yeah.
really complicated like ones like string theory.
Is it a quick
Exactly.
copy down if I got the quill to jump at it?
It wouldn't be quick. No way. It would take a long time to copy this down. And
How
you don't
long?
even know if it's just a one page.
How long we talking?
Maybe an hour at least. He says, "I think your friends are waiting. Let's
Yeah,
I'll you down later.
yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
You're a very interesting one, Orish.
I'm planning to stay here as long as I can.
Also,
Tarek is a fantastic teacher.
what level spells do you know up to?
Currently up to 5th. All right. He
Maybe-
lead you in to the observatory.
No, actually.
No?
If we have enough time, maybe we can trade spells. I'll start putting my weapons into the box.
Oh, you wish to go to the library. Okay.
Someone's got to take care of Carius.
Okay.
I got distracted by the catapult. I'm not
You
gonna
did.
lie.
All right. Cool.
Carius would understand.
Okay.
And someone's
I
I
gonna.
would have done the same.
Also, if you could you let Tarek know that I'm here? Because I'm pretty sure it'd be an important matter that someone has stepped inside his tower.
Certainly, I will. Yes, actually, that is an important thing. He's not had visitors in quite some time. His concentration begins, and he starts to kind of weave his hand in concentric circles near the staff, and the sending stone begins to kind of pulse and thrum. And he says, Tarek, you have visitors. A Llewellyn Aronwood has arrived. He says he knows you and wishes to speak with you. He said he came via the compass, and that's it. As he finishes it, and the sending stone, I believe,
Respond
speaks
back.
to him. Yeah, I just want to find out if
Oh,
it's a psychic thing.
first talks of Tarek. Does he say anything?
Okay, so delegate. Mhm.
Sending usually you can
It's a
talk
sending
back.
spell, yeah. So usually it's like he speaks a message and then he hears it back. But you know what? Let's go ahead and just use his voice instead. So Tarek finally speaks, and you can see the gem kind of like it lights up when he talks. So it kind of gets brighter as his volume increases. And his words are I told you, Orish, I'm very busy at the moment. And I've never given out compasses before. I don't just give out trinkets. A Llewellyn? Hmm.
Oh no.
Can't say I've heard of him. Send them away. I'm busy. Orish looks at you with a very awkward grimace. Ah. It appears the master has not heard of. Are you sure you're not mistaken? Perhaps Terry?
He's a different version of Tarek.
Yep.
I say it like
We're not in your timeline anymore.
this isn't my timeline, Tarek. Oh no.
Did you say timelines?
Yes.
That's
There's
actually something I've been studying. And he like taps his book. He's like, oh, and like he seems to get excited. That's actually what the equation was, on the subject of.
so there's different Terrigs that did different things in the hut. I've heard stories that this compass I actually got from someone who he gave the compass to called, was it Aerith?
Eris.
Eris?
Eris, yeah.
And my compass that he originally gave to me to find this place was stolen by a tiefling called Gloria, which is why I asked if Gloria had turned up here. But it seems this Terrig doesn't give out compasses to anyone. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, but others would shun my theories. That's what I've been kind of trying to study here. Different timelines, maybe even a time line. And yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
No, that
It's hard
does
to
make
put into words, but others have said that there isn't other dimensions here, and they've shunned the idea. They call me mad, call me
it makes
the
complete.
names, and
Like, imagine a singular line, and every decision is a different thought. That's what you're trying to say, right?
possibly. That's one theory. But I
But
believe that there is. I think it's the opposite way. All these other branching ways converge into one.
like a sacred.
Sort of. I think that there's eventually only one timeline, but there's many starting points. It's hard to describe. I can't give it to you all in one to talk, but I'm pleased to sit down and study it with you.
So I'm putting my stuff into the box as I'm talking about this. By the way,
This is great news, though. This is great. This confirms like a few of my things. Mate, feel that from a different timeline. He starts to like mumble and like reel off different equations and arcane like mumbo jumbo and jargon.
backwards though, that's a really cool idea. Like everything from the start of time is multiple lanes that converge into one singular line that ends at a singular end.
That's what he. That's the very simple, basic gist is what he just described. Yeah.
That is a cool idea.
Yeah.
I'm
It is,
saying,
isn't it?
I'm saying all this out loud because I'm intrigued. In character and out of character.
The others he mentioned that there's more than one in this place is a little alarming because he's the only person you found so far. But
It-
let's see
is-
who else you find.
Is everybody else as friendly as you?
They are, but they can be a little bit stuck up. Some have had much more academic backgrounds. I'm a simple hedge mage.
Well, you seem very smart to me,
Thank you, Llewellyn.
and and that'll be the last thing I say as I jump through the portal
Oh,
without my
Okay.
weapons. Bye, Orish.
you're going to the archive? Are you going to the library or the Librum Arcana?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put
So
you
I'm
over
guessing,
there.
I'm guessing I don't have like my staff. Would I have had to put my hook in?
Actually, he says, "Oh no need for staffs. You can keep those.
Oh, would I have had to put my hook in?
That's a weapon."
Kind of it's at least it's kind of handy that you can remove it.
Yeah. Imagine if it was
Handy.
a extra.
And yeah,
Where does
Okay.
Andy go? Because I didn't even think about this. Andy, you should check out the green boards.
there will be time for Andy to figure out where they want to go when we come back next session.
Yes.
For now, let's go over to Carius. Actually, no, we're going to go back because I'll be more Llewellyn otherwise.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the observatory.
It's fine.
Okay. So, Irina Kashan, you end up in this beautiful starlit chamber, glassy like walls everywhere, massive telescope that seems to be pushed up into the domed ceiling through an opening. And yeah, It is a marvel to behold. Very comfy looking chair as well. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, it's probably been a while. I'm just kind of waiting. Like, I don't think they're coming.
Oh, you're muted there, Cameron.
I hope they're at least okay though. So what's this? You're now muted.
It's alright. I was pouring a drink. Okay.
It looks like a very comfy chair and a telescope. Now, this
I'm
chair
going
is
to
also
sit down.
Okay. You sit down. There is this long ocular tubing that is at head height, and it has a glass lens on it.
Okay. I'll take a look through.
Okay. You see a. You actually see from a very high vantage point from the Mirage Mountains. So high, in fact, that you feel like you should be in cloud cover, but it seems to be piercing through that. In fact, it is a clear, very clear day. Whereas what you saw before was roiling clouds, like overhead.
It's daytime?
It is, yeah.
That I say to Irina.
Oh.
Okay, well, we know this place messes around with, like, time and... if I look at the telescope, is there any indication of, like, looking into the future?
Funnily enough, there are a number of different dials and switches on the telescope itself.
Okay, can I work out what it's looking at?
Seems to be looking... Okay, yeah, sure. You start to see similar etchings and symbols that match the compass itself, but on a much larger scale.
Okay.
One of the dials is like a large set of numbers that seem to go all the way, like this, and when I say large, I mean like 4-digit numbers that just seem to go all the way around the exterior. There's also a number of different, like, what are they called? Wheels, like with the combination lock you saw before as well. As you look closer to the 4-digit numbers, you realize there's actually a comma in between each one, notifying there may be coordinates. But give me a general Arcana check, see if you can figure out. Actually, it's a very specific Arcana check. But yeah, go ahead. Not bad. It's 21, right? Cool. Okay, judging from the dials, this is set out much more coherent than the compass is. You can work out one dial represents coordinates, one dial represents a time, and that must be the one with the combination lock. And you can actually, like, there's a button and a lever and a switch. They seem to, like, once you've inputted it, it sort of sets it as that. And what else is there? Ah, yes. And there's another dial, which doesn't look like any of the other dials. It seems to be like 3 pairs of dials on one. Think of it like a disc that you can rotate and like align with another dial. And these seem to represent planes of existence. You can see the very obvious 4 elemental ones. Another disc outside of that seem to be transitive ones, and a one outside of that seems to be outer planes.
Okay. I'm gonna let you one, like, pick a time, date, and place.
Garrett? Kishan?
Sorry, one more
Oh,
time.
Sean.
I thought you said Karen, sorry.
And location.
Pick a time and location.
Like basically pick a point in like your life that you'd like to look back on, or
Well,
don't
isn't the whole point of this to keep moving forward? I think this is
And-
very
if you want, but I
counterintuitive
don't
to
know.
my... Oh, sorry, very counterproductive towards my, you know, finding my inner self and things. Thanks, Irina.
Fine, I will take it.
I'm joking, I'm joking. Okay. Why? What is this thing?
Well, it's a telescope, right? But it's kind of like the compass that we had, so it's obviously it goes. I'm assuming if we get it right, you can look forwards, backwards in time, and to a specific place. So I kind of want to test it out. But obviously, I can't play with the dials and look through it. So you look through it. I'll fiddle with the dials, and obviously, if you see something that looks familiar, we know it works.
Kashan has a long think. I am going to message you, Chris.
Okay. Go ahead.
Ah, I can't do it because my Discord's on the stream. Bear with. Oh, wait. Steph, look away!
Alright,
No, joking, I'm joking.
See, I had an idea for what I'd look at through it, but yeah.
You can have a chance to do that, I'm sure, at some point.
Well,
all mixed and matched
if
them.
I was Kashan in this case,
Oh,
not
okay,
if
right.
I was
Okay.
me.
I mean, I've got to make sure this works first. That's the only reason I'm doing it.
To be fair, it's probably a matter of you turn the dials to what you want and then look in the spyglass. So
Yeah, but like I need to confirm that it does what I think it does, rather than just assuming.
And Kashan is your guinea
Kashan is
pig
it,
rather than
yeah.
your cat.
Maybe there's things in my past and future I don't want to see yet.
Okay.
wait, you want to look at your future?
Okay. You can. Do you want to give that date and time?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, just
Alright.
correcting that one. There we go.
Understood.
Cool. Yeah, so I will give place and time, and you would actually probably recognize
I will ask this.
the town.
Okay. So, yeah, Kashan turns to you and he says, Kythorn the 15th
Okay.
at 12 p.m.
Go with the dial.
Okay. You can do so. And there is also a clock that you can set the hands to be the exact time as well.
I'll set it like maybe like a minute before, just so that obviously while he's looking through and gaining his focus, it doesn't.
And the year as well. Give me an investigation check. Very nice. Okay. The year, you only have to dial back 1 year. And you just tick it down. Okay. And
1 year.
then the final like lever you seem to pull, and you hear this strange kaleidoscope of glass like all the way up the tubing. And Kishan, you start to see it does look like a kaleidoscope from the inside as well. And as that happens, you see the weather in this place can like shift and like blurs through like day night, and it just like zooms all the way through it, and all the mountains in this kaleidoscopic pattern sort of shift and change. You see streaks of lightning in one point. You see quickly arcs of dragons like swooshing past, and suddenly all fixes into place. It is still the same view high atop the Mirage Mountains, looking over the Claude coast, and there is a another dial that's like zoom in and out effectively, Irina. You've only just spotted with that 28, I'll say. You can help like zoom in and out. And Kashan, you can actually turn it. You can turn the actual full thing, and it feels like it's almost magically suspended because it's not heavy at all. And you can like turn the telescope around. You look over towards perhaps recognizable places. You can see Gaidia from here as well, like all the way in the distance. It seems like it has worked potentially, but it is still this view from this place. So space hasn't changed, but time maybe has. It's hard to confirm because this would have been only a time. How long ago? Like 20 years, 10 years.
How's the if I can't see specifics as it's from this location, how I know about the whole shit that went down with the capital. How's it looking from
You
here?
want to look out towards the capital from here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You said there was a button to zoom in, right?
There
So-
is. You want to zoom in all that way.
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay. There is a limit to the extent at which this
Well,
can reach.
as close as possible then.
It looks out towards the distance.
Enhance.
Yeah, enhanced. You can see as far as the Claude coast's sea level, like when actually the shoreline. That's as far as you can zoom in. So it's almost like one whole continent. That's still pretty damn far. So there is a limit to the range. And I guess at this point you would see Riley Port. And you see it's in its very early, well, not its early stages. You can see it's definitely not as built up. There's not as much land that's been turned into farmland. The port is much smaller. There's less big ships, more like smaller sailing vessels. Yeah, and I'll let you roll a perception check as well, Kishan, as you're looking through. See who you can see.
Oh, baby carriers.
Perception.
It depends how far back he's looking.
21.
Oh wow! Okay. So how many years back is this, Kishan?
This would be. Remind myself how old I am.
Yeah, how old you are, and then think how old that event.
I think I'm only like 22, 23.
Okay.
So it would have been about 10, 12 years.
Okay. Cool.
In fact, like when Andy started stealing is probably around about the same time when Kashan did, so a couple of years after that. So yeah, pushing back 10 years.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. You do see a couple of tieflings in the farm, on the fields, working the actual land, tilling the soil, and you see a very young girl running out into the field. Like there seems to be an older brother chasing her, and as you kind of like look around, like trying to look really close at them, you can see there is two white pair of horns protruding from their head. There is a sight which it's unexpected, but you can see a young Tamzir family.
Oh.
Yeah. It's strange. It seems like this observatory is more for just seeing the star, less for seeing the stars and more for rewatching like events play out.
Like, did it work?
I can see into the past. This is surreal.
Okay.
We lost James.
I think James got a bit emotional.
No.
But that is a point. The telescope was already set to a certain date, and you said it was a year after this.
Hmm.
And it was looking at the Claude Coast. Something must have happened that someone was looking at before.
Set it back.
Yeah, can I set it back to the original?
Set it back.
As in the present day.
No, what it was looking at before I started
Okay.
fiddling with the dials.
Sure.
basically.
You fast forward a year, and Kishan can start having a look if he wants.
Yeah.
Okay, roll a perception check as you begin to zoom out, spin round, and start looking for.
Enhance further. 24.
Okay, 24.
Someone was looking at something.
What do your cat eyes see? I see all of the laser pens.
Okay. Do you set it to the same coordinates as well?
Yeah, I set everything
Okay.
that was exactly the same as how I found it, basically.
Okay, you set it as such. It is zooming down, looking quite like at an angle. It's looking down at the pathway that you guys took through the twisting canyons and such. And there is a man walking towards the tower. He seems to be completely lost. He's scratching his head, following like a map, and you can see it is a blue tiefling.
But
It is Ericus.
but it. What?
Does Kashan tell me this?
That I thought you were looking as well. Yes, I see.
There's only one item.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
Never let me see.
Yes,
Yeah,
get off, it's
you know,
my turn.
Like, does he? Oh, you say he looks lost. Is there anyone else in the area, or is it just literally him?
It is just Ericus on his own. Seems to have a traveling pack. In that pack, I'll say with a 24, you can see that there is a like a large rope. It is pulled together tight, and it seems to be holding together a bundle of different rocky tube-like things. The same things that you've seen Carius experimenting with.
The Fulgurite.
He is holding tubes of fulgurite, yes.
Oh.
It's just him by himself, but he's got that weird stuff that Carius was training with.
But they said he never entered the tower. Where did he go?
Well, let's see. What's he doing?
He is searching, and he seems to be looking up at the mountain tops. And suddenly he's like, like blinded by something.
Found it.
He looks up and sees the lens being reflected by the sunlight. And you can see there is literally a circle around him, like a beam of light. It's like a god ray that's like hit him. His smile like grows, folds away the map, or looks like he scrunches away the map, like he doesn't like even trust the thing. Scrunches it up, puts it in his backpack, and grabs a hold of both satchel like straps and starts heading up the trail. But it's going to take him a while to get there. You know, he's probably a few miles out, maybe more.
Wait, did
He,
he see the telescope, or did he see the tower?
well, he probably saw the tower and maybe it's reflecting off, but that doesn't make sense because we're still looking back in time. But then again, perhaps this was in this position for a reason. None of this makes sense to me.
Somebody was literally looking at Carrie's dad at this point in time.
That's a bit gay.
Why? Why would they?
Why is it gay? Maybe Tarek has something. I mean, I'm assuming it's Tarek's doing. Maybe he has something to do with him? Is there any kind of history with it?
No. Maybe we just need to ask Carrie himself. If we can find the guy, apparently he's super busy.
Only he's in the dimensional horologium, but I think we'll have to investigate that chamber next session, as it is coming up to 10 o'clock now. So
No.
I know, we've got loads to investigate. You might be here for a while, but next time when we come back, we'll see what Carrot. What are you looking for, actually, Carrot? Before we end.
Well,
So
I
I
was
know if you-
particularly going back to what they were looking at. I was looking at basically three
Planes.
things: planes, books of transmutation, because obviously that seems to be something I'm seems to be trying to do, and also just anything that looks like it might be provide useful knowledge, or maybe like storms or electricity or wind sort of things in general. So perhaps I could improve my knowledge on those sort of things.
Okay, you can absolutely look for that, and there are plethora of books on elemental planes, evocation, transmutation, all kinds of magic. You're spoiled for choice almost in here. But it is as you're looking around the said books, when I need you to roll a perception check as you're looking for books, real quick.
Yeah.
We'll end on this one last little.
Go dice. I find
You
nothing.
find nothing because someone or something seems to suddenly alert themselves to their presence, and you hear a voice. It is stern. It is almost kind of wispy sounding, and it says,
Carriers.
"Excuse me, can I help you?" And out of the candlelight, a figure appears from behind the statue, almost like a ghost, a pale skin to them. There's kind of like this kimono-like robe to them, a short, trimmed black hair, and very chiseled jawline. And he seems to look at you with discerning eyes. Seems to already be in halfway motion of spinning a spell between his fingertips. But we will end on that note there. Seems you are not alone in this library. Other apprentices, maybe? Who knows?
I don't even know about the first one yet.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I'm not here at this point.
You are not. No, you're probably just heading up the steps.
I was just about to be like, "Hey, Carriers, you'll never guess what happened."
His eyes kind of like start towards the stairs as he hears another voice coming up there. Seems to be reaching for a wand as well. But yeah, we'll come back to that little cliffhanger next session. But yeah, this has been the start of Tao Terry. Looking forward to you guys exploring more. Gives me some time to prep as well between the weeks.
This was so good, considering you had very little time to.
Very little. But I already had Tao Terry. I've run Tao Terry before, believe it or not. Even
Really?
though I have little. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not the first guinea pig. I did a
Guinea pigs.
guinea owl.
Guinea owls.
Guinea llama?
Albert pigs?
Oh, I don't know. We'll be back next week. Thank you very much for watching, and tune in on Sunday as well for Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut, where they might speak to Terry there as well. He exists in multiple places and multiple times at once.
Oh, we've already
I
had
made-
enough with him there.
No, we haven't.
All right.
Terry's a great character. I like Tarek.
Till then, take care. See you all then. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.